Hey, hope you're doing well out there. It's Dr. Matt here, and I wanted to talk to you today about that achy burning, if you got some achy burning hip pain or some discomfort, and what you can do to be proactive if you have hip pain, right? And some of the things that come to mind are you got to focus on moving the nerve to joint, strengthening it, giving it that awareness, and then being consistent. And so what I want to share with you today are some key ideas that I have found, some things useful in terms of homework that patients have had in the past to help their bodies work better, and then some things that you can do starting, you may want to try right now to help get your body working better. So I think about the hip joint, and you rely on it a lot, and I'm going to show you here on the spine. Just think about keeping that hip joint as healthy as possible. Simply, I think, keep it as strong as possible too, because strength is an important marker for longevity. If you're stronger, right, we're likely to have more lean tissue, stronger bones, more muscle mass, stronger tendons, ligaments, and less likely to slip and fall, less likely to break a hip, because if you end up breaking a hip, right, and let's say you're older and you end up in the hospital, that increases your chance of having to have potentially long-term effects of, if you don't come out of the hospital, if you don't recover as well, you may end up in a home, right, or in extended care. So I want you to consider how important it is right now to look after your hip, and it's like building your savings account, right? When you're strength training, you're putting pluses in there so that you are less likely to deplete it, and if anything happens, it's one of those situations where you have a bigger savings account, you have more to withdraw on, and a bigger cushion. So strength training, movement is going to be critical, and keeping this spine and nervous system healthy, which we'll talk about as well. So some of the simple exercises I think about, how you can strengthen your hip: the bird dog, some clamshells. I'm just putting the spine down here. But what I'll start with is you can simply lay on the side like this, and some of the ones that I've seen work really well are strengthening your lateral hip rotators, because a lot of your hip rotators, if you don't train them and keep up with them, typically they'll become weaker. So what I'll do is I'll start like this, and I just think I put some thought, some mind to the muscle, and it's the simple things that you do time and time again that help keep you healthier and more mobile. So 10 to 12 reps each side. If you're finding it easy, a couple sets a day, put a band around your knees so it forces you against some resistance. So some lateral hip rotators, strengthen those. And then, of course, time and time again, train your glutes and your low back muscles so they can be as healthy as possible. Single leg bird dog, specific with this one. I'll be just like this, and what I'll do is I'll kick out, pause, and back in. Focus on not letting yourself sway side to side. So very important. With this one, what I'll do is I'll do 5 to 6 reps on one side, and then 5 to 6 reps on the other side. So keep those in mind. With that sort of thing, what I would do is daily, consistent homework, okay? Keeping your hip as mobile as possible. One simple stretch that I really like is actually just bringing yourself up. So bring yourself up like this on the edge of the bed, your couch, and just lean forward. And what I'm focusing on is getting that range of motion into external rotation, where I'm actually leaning forward, spine nice and tall, breathing. And you're probably, if your glutes are tense and tight, you'll probably feel some stiffness or tension through those glutes. So consider that 60 to 90 seconds on each side, and I would go back and forth between the two. So I do some stretch mobility work, I would do some clamshells, some bird dogs, and see how you make out. So put it all together, I consider that, yes, maybe you have some hip discomfort, but I'd also consider the health of your spine and nervous system. If the joints are stuck and the nerves are irritated, it may be impacting your function and your healing. So I consider this whole system as your family corrective chiropractor, because it may not be just down here that's stuck and not moving or the nerves are irritated, but also up here. And we want to test to know, because maybe you have some discomfort down here, but you also have some shifts and nerve irritation up here, which all this system has to communicate for you to work at your best. So consider it all, and also consider if your stress response is go, 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 it may be impacting your healing. And chiropractic may play a role in helping you manage your stress response better, which is really neat. Because think about when you're stressed out, what happens to your muscles? Typically get more tense, probably sit more, tension in the hip, flex forward, and go from there. Anyways, consider all that and consider what you do at home. Get up and walk as much as possible to keep you as healthy as possible. And then I'll leave you with that. And I mentioned before, but I have a big mission in terms of helping share the message of health, spinal nervous system health, better function for better health. So if you found this useful, my only ask is that you take a moment, click share, or click share with someone that you care about, that you know could benefit from it. I really do appreciate it. It helps with the mission, and I cannot do it alone. So I appreciate you very much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.